Good day, my name is Stephen Davids, and in this short video I will discuss the differences between Google Contacts, Google Users, and Google Group. We are mostly familiar with Google Contacts. The contacts we use often and mostly to send emails and to get information regarding what organization the person belongs to, or perhaps the telephone numbers. Contacts, you add in the contact section and you add the name, email address, phone numbers, addresses, birthdays, which are very well, as well as sometimes the website URL, and we can add notes, as well as other elements that you can add here as if you want to. These contacts are administered by ourselves. It can be your mom and your dad, your wife and your kid, florists or friends. It is not limited by your domain, and you add and manage these contacts. You can organize these contacts into various groups such as family, business, friends, and one contact can belong to more than one group at once. Google users are new to many people. You access the users through the admin console that you find there under this option group of and then just wait a little bit. The internet is a little bit slow today. In the admin console you will get the users, and these users are then added and managed not by the individual but by the group administrator. The group administrator adds the users, and he adds them in terms of the organizational structure. Maybe if they are learners, maybe they belong to management, retired learners, staff, or whatever, and they are only added once. You can only be a learner, or you can be part of management. You can't be both. This is the element of users, that user can only belong to one of the organizational groups, and a user can only be added once a year under the organizational structure. Users are limited to your domain that you created, and what you must always take into consideration is you set policies for users. For example, learners can have access to certain documents. Management can have access to confidential financial documents regarding the organization. Staff, for example, can have access and can manage certain elements, add people or delete people, and these policies you set for users. Though contacts and users are quite different entities and separate from each other, the connecting points may be that a contact may be a user and vice versa. For example, your child, who is a contact, may become a learner and part of the professional group and therefore user. While someone who was a user, for example, a colleague, a learner, or whoever, may then become, after retiring from the organization, a friend and be part of your contact list. The primary way of getting access to your groups is via the console as administrator, or you can is to go via the admin console, and then in the admin console you will see the groups icon. and just give it a little bit time to load, and here you see the groups icon, and then you click on the groups icon, and here you manage your groups. You can add groups and you can also delete them. You will also see here the email address of the specific groups, as well as some information on the group description and the type of the group. Users and groups can be differentiated in the following way. Users are like a register where you enter members of your organization, company, your church, your school, or university. You enter them only once into that register. On the other hand, when people belong to maybe the school, a learner can be part of a swimming team, a dance group, a social science class, a maths class, all these group Bible study groups. You can belong to all these groups at once. People working for you can be part of many groups. Maybe a group working on one assignment, and while he's working on project B, he can also work on project C, and he can be part of various groups. So this is the main difference. Also, outsiders can be part of the groups if and when they have a Google domain account and where you can email them. On the other hand, users must have a domain account, and that is the difference. The administrator organizes the users into the subunits, but you can give any individual authority and ownership to manage a group. However, the uniqueness of a group is that you can further limit access in the document, the domain, and the Google Drive, so that only certain groups can get certain documents, for example, access to certain pages on the website. Only financial staff have access to the financial page on the website. Only learners have access to certain types of documents, and assessors and moderators who mark and access these students, they then have access to certain elements. So these groups are then different. The uniqueness is that if you are an administrator, you must access your groups by the admin console to see what groups you belong to. As an individual administrator, maybe you're a member of them, or maybe you want to see what group you manage. Then you access that via the group icon on the board. Groups have financial aspects in terms of a small business because Google asks $4 to $5 per user, but Google Groups are free. Therefore, try to use groups to mirror the organizational structure. And in that way, you can save money. That's very important for you as a small organization. Therefore, as a small organization, try to get groups that mirror your organizational structure, and in that way, you may be able to save a few bucks. Thank you very much for watching this video. We love constructive comments. Please like this video and share it.